Hello everyone, my name is Janishana and you are watching Kubernetes web series. Today our topic is how to perform SSH from pod to remote server, or you can say that how we can execute any script on remote server with the help of pod. A complete lab is already uploaded on my GitHub page. For that you need to open github.com and then search Anishana 2001 and then click on Kubernetes repository. After that, you need to scroll down and then click on SSH from pod to remote server. And after that, click on lab. And now the topic is how to perform SSH from pod to remote server. The note is local server IPs are 192.168.1.31, 32, and 33. These servers are the part of Kubernetes cluster, and in this cluster we will create the pod, and from this pod we will try to log in into the remote server, and that is the IP is .30. Okay, and this server is not the part of Kubernetes cluster. It can be any remote machine. And below are the steps that we need to perform. The first one is create an image which has SSH package, push the image on the Docker Hub repo, create a pod with using our own customized image that we uploaded on the Docker Hub repo. Once the pod will be created, then we will create the RSA key and copy the public key to the remote server. And then postchecks would be SSH command. Here the prerequisites are .ssh directory must be created on the remote server, and the second prerequisite is local server must be updated. Here I have already logged in into my Kubernetes cluster. When I execute this kubectl get node, I can see that we have three machines here, and each machine have 31, 32, and 33 IP address. And if you have any personal questions, do let me know. I will try to help you. You can write an email to me on this anishana2001 at the rate rediffmail.com. And my remote machine IP is 1.30. Okay, and this 1.30 is not the part of my Kubernetes cluster. Let me clear the window here. The very first thing is that check the remote server. Let me copy this command, and remote server is this one. The directory is here, but there is no file inside this directory. It's okay. We don't have any issue with that. And the second prerequisite is login to local server, that is 1.30, any machine 30, 31, 32, but the 30 is master, so I'm logging into this machine, and yum update minus y. Your machine should be updated, and here I'm using 1.29.15 version. Okay, just for information. After that we will follow the solution. First we need to log in into any local machine, that is master server, that is 1.30, and we need to create the Docker file. In this Docker file, I'm saying that I'm using Ubuntu latest package. After that, remove the unwanted files. Further, we're going to get update, apt get update, update the Ubuntu machine, and then install open ssh-server package, and then create the directory, giving the right permission. And after that, in the SSH configuration file, we will allow the permit root login to yes and expose port number 22. That's it. And here the command will be usr has been sshd. Let me copy this file here. And here my machine is already up to date slash data directory here, and paste it over here. Let's check if any images are already there or not. As you can see here that there is no image created on my local machine. Now it's time to create the image, and the command would be docker image build minus t ssh the name of the image, and dot is pointing to my docker file that I created in this step. Okay, now here the image is created. Let's execute this command docker image ls. Now I can see that one image is here. Let me log in into this container, and the command is docker container run minus it hyphen name, my new container, any container name you can give it. And this is my image that it should use and go to bin bash directory. Here I'm just checking that this SSH package is working fine or not. So here I'm going to root.ssh, and now it's time to create the key and copy this key to remote server. And this is the command that I need to execute here, and press enter, enter, enter. Now if I execute ls space ltr, I should see two files. Okay. And once I copy the key to my remote server, here I'm using 192.168.1.30. Okay. And it is asking me password. Now I have given the password here. Let me show you here. A new file is created authorized.key. Let's check this file here. It's okay. This file is generated when I execute this command. Now it's time for the post check. From this container, I can log in into remote machine or not. And here it says master 2, from port to master 2. It means that I am able to log in into my remote machine and this package is good. Now let me exit from this and from this port also. From this output, we get to know that the image we created is good. Now we can push this image to our Docker Hub repository. Let me execute this command again here, and this is my image name. Here I have already logged in into my Docker Hub repository, that is Anishana 2001, and as of now I don't have any repository created here. Okay. So let's create the tag for the image that we created, and the command would be Docker tag the image name and your repository name here, that is Anishana 2001. This is my logging account in Docker Hub, and after that the new image name and then tag. Okay. Now check again Docker image ls. I can see that this new tag is added correctly. Now it's time to push. Okay, let me push this. It is giving me error, so let me add here docker login. Now here you can see that login is succeeded. If I execute this command again, now it should allow me to push the image into my Docker repository. Now it pushed the image to my Docker repository. Let's check and refresh this page. Now one can observe that a new image has been uploaded on my Docker Hub repository, right? Let's proceed the lab. Now it's time to create the pod with the help of our customized image. And here we are going to execute the command kubectl run and any pod name hyphen image equal to anishana 2001 slash ssh hyphen server. This is the image name, right? That we uploaded in my previous step. Let me copy and paste it over here. After that, we can check the progress of our pod with the help of -w. After 39 seconds, my pod is in running status. That's great. After that, we can log in into this pod and then go to root slash dot ssh directory, and again we will going to create the RSA key. Now if I do ls space ltr, two files are created here. That's great. Let me copy this file to my remote server here. And as of now, if I check this file, I have only one entry, that is previously container entry, right? Once I execute this command and enter the password, it says that it is uploaded, and now one can observe that the new entry is created, that is root at the rate ssh hyphen pod, and previously were root at the rate container id. Okay. Now it's time to perform the post checks. If this post check is good, then we can perform anything here. And now one can observe that I am now in master 2. Same way, we can also execute any script inside the master 2 here. Let me create one script here. Temp and echo date sh mode 755 script dot sh, and after that I can use here temp. Now it prints the output here. The same way we can execute any command with the help of passwordless authentication. I hope this session help you to find how you can create the image, push into Docker repository, and then pull the image from the Docker repository. On the top of that, we created the image for SSH package, and how we can perform all these steps I have described here. If you have any question, do let me know in the comment section of this video, or you can write an email to me and I will try to answer you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.